Hey everyone, welcome back. So, fun fact, I actually recorded this video, different cover, same-ish planner, about a week ago, and then I actually decided to use this for real. So, I am re-recording the walkthrough, or the flip through, and everything because I'm actually have decided to go ahead and use this. If you've watched any of my recent planner videos, this is actually replacing the Hobonichi weeks that I was using. So let's just jump in and I will show you what I have done. So the cover itself is a Moterm cover. I was using a pink Levenger cover, so if you saw the post on Instagram when I was like, hey, I set up something new, you saw the pink cover there. And that was a soft folio, I think, from Levenger, which I still love. It's just very floppy, and this actually has a little bit more structure, so I'm enjoying having this. As far as what's in the front, I have a variety of stuff that most of the things in here, with the exception of a few inserts, actually I already had. So this was basically set up mostly from stash. So I'll talk about what I have that I already had and what I have that's somewhat new. So if you're interested in it, I'll also tell you where it's from, but most of this may or may not be available. A lot of my cloth and paper stuff is from sub boxes. I've been getting their sub boxes for several years now. So some of this may be available on their website. You can always check and see. So I have a set of transparent stickers that I found when I was rummaging for things. Same thing with these black and gold stickers. I have weather stickers, which you'll see where I'm using those in a little bit. These are from Nicole Hutch Designs. It's kind of crazy where I live now. I actually can use the snow stickers. Usually in the past when those are included in a kit, I'm like, I don't need these. I have a plastic card, which I can use for washi if I would like to. And I have some printables from the Planner Spot. I think she's redone some of these, but you can find them in her Etsy shop. I have a set of cotton colored variety shape things from Cloth and Paper, along with some finance stickers, and I think these came in actually both of these I'm pretty sure came in a sub box. Some of them may or may not be available on her website. And then these stickers are Cloth and Paper also. Don't know if you can get these. I don't generally purchase stickers from her shop directly. Usually whatever I have comes in the sub box, so you'd have to meander through her sticker selection. All right, cover-wise, this is actually a cover from Levenger. May get a new one, or may look at replacing it, because I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of curved. I think it's because it's been overstuffed previously, so it does kind of curve up a little bit. Right now it isn't bothering me too much. Plastic card from Cloth and Paper, same thing with the Ollie clip. Inside of here I have a bunch of fairly old dashboards from Cloth and Paper that I just have clipped together because I like how they layer. And then this is something I actually printed off of Canva. And I just kind of hold all of that together because it's mostly just kind of decorative in the front. All right. And I have to kind of keep it all pushed back so I don't yank anything out, which does happen periodically. All right. I have an inbox vellum from Cloth and Paper with just a variety of sticky notes. I believe these are her inserts, her inbox inserts. And another dashboard, Cloth and Paper. Actually, you know what? If I don't say where it's from, just assume Cloth and Paper. So this is a table of contents that I created in Adobe, and I always forget the name of this program. Why? InDesign. It's from Adobe InDesign. For whatever reason, I can remember all the other names of their programs, but not that one. So someday I'll remember. Anyway, so I made this myself. This is actually fairly accurate again. How I had it set up temporarily, wasn't using all the sections, but now it's kind of back that way. The only thing that might be slightly different is the last two. A couple more Cloth and Paper although this may not actually be cloth and paper. I think I got this as a printable from someplace. It's not identified on here, but I think I got it on Etsy. This is cloth and paper. This first section here is goal section. What I did is I went into the free printable section at Moxie Life, and I printed off her goal pages, basically half letter. So I just printed 2 to a page, and that's how I got them this size. I also did monthly goal pages as well. My printer will not print double-sided at half letter size, so I basically printed all of the page 1s, flipped it over, and then printed page 2 on the back, and that's how I got them to double-side. So I have enough of the monthly goal pages through the end of the year, so this way I kind of have that information with me. These next 2 sections are from the Anchored Women's Planner, I think. So I have a fall section, so it's basically kind of a quarterly review and prep for the season. So I have those pages. This is something I took a screenshot from, I have no idea where. I just found it when I was rummaging through some of my stuff when I was looking for things I might want to include in here, and I printed it out because I liked some of the ideas. It's basically prepping your home for fall, and it's a checklist. This was also from the Anchored Women Planner. This was 25 ideas for at-home date nights. And then I went ahead and printed out the winter section as well because there's not that many pages. So I'm kind of set for the rest of the year in this goal section in the front. This I did actually just purchase both of these on purpose, not a part of a sub box from Cloth and Paper. So those probably are on her website still. I believe this is actually meant to be kind of a cover, so behind the plastic, because there is a matching one in the back here. So I just liked them on their own. I separated them out. This is also from a sub box, some digital declutter ideas. And this section is monthly. So I got this from Dear Planner. I may or may not use it. So if I don't use it, I may pull it out. Because I have this in a different section of my planner as far as cleaning routines go. And other than that, I don't really track routine type stuff. And now that I've said that, I think I've just talked myself out of having this in here. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go and pull it out. All right. I always save all of these because sometimes they find their way back into Planner again. I have a half sheet of note paper, Cloth and Paper again, and these dividers are from Cloth and Paper as well. I just have the one for August. This setup was somewhat inspired by Plan to Create. Speaking of, these are her inserts. It's a fold out for the month. So you have kind of a monthly overview. And then you have the full month on the inside, and then when you flip it over, you have the overview for the next month. So I actually really like how these are set up. And I have switched the pen that I'm using. This is a Sharpie S-Gel. It was just kind of too bold, especially because I'm printing on just copy paper. I know there are some people that like to print on thicker paper, and it does take thicker pen a little bit better, but this way I can have more in my planner. It doesn't take up as much room. So you'll notice that the pen thickness transitions to something a little thinner. So again, I have these through the end of the year. Earlier today, we were talking election stuff in a meeting that I was in, and I was like, oh, I need to write down election days. Texas is very unusual when it comes to voting because we end up voting like, I don't know, it seems like 6 times a year. Usually there's 2 elections in the spring, and sometimes they have, like if you have a special election and then the regular election, and then both of them usually have runoffs, and then you have the election in the fall, which also sometimes has a runoff. So, I mean, it kind of becomes a little insane, but on the other hand, I also don't have a 5-page ballot like I used to have in California. So I am kind of enjoying that it is spread out just a little bit. So after my monthly inserts, back here I have from Anthology Notes. This was the other shop on Etsy that I got a bunch of my inserts from. I just have like a 5-year future plan thing. Because I do find out National Apartment Association meetings. We usually know 2 to 3 years out where we're going to be. I went ahead and put down the election information for next year because at least my county is not all that great. They have a website, but they don't push you the information. You have to go get it. So I'm trying to be better about being a good citizen and keeping track of when I need to go vote. The other thing I did not mention is these these dividers are actually ones that I made. So this is 5mm laminating sheets, these are, and I basically cut them on my silhouette. I talked about when I did this, when I made my moving planner back when I was moving from California to Texas. If you want to look at that video, I want to say fall 2020 is about when you'll find that. But I like these because they're thin and they're flexible and they don't take up a lot of room. These plastic inserts, while they're heavy duty, take a lot of room up when you get a whole bunch of them in here. So a couple more, well, this one's cloth and paper. This was printed and purchased from the same Etsy shop that I got that from that I cannot remember. If you recognize these, you can put the shop name down in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to get asked. And then this was something that I got from the planner spot. It might have been a freebie, it might have been something I purchased, I don't remember. So this section is my weekly section. So these inserts are from Plan to Create, and I picked these specifically because I do enjoy the Hobonichi layout, and so that's kind of what this is based off of. So this is my weekly overview. I decided to be a little more colorful than I usually am, and so I have some washi here at the top. I'm just writing in the week and the days in a mild liner. It's just the thin side, not the thick side. And yeah, so this is basically my time blocking, so I can see when I have scheduled to study, when I have meetings, when I'm planning to do accounting work, that sort of thing. And then down here at the bottom is kind of my to-do list. The nice thing is about having this at the bottom is it does separate out rather than trying to, figure out how much room do I need for each thing in the sidebar. Having it here at the bottom kind of gives me a set number of spaces for all of them. The Friday focus, I will show you in a second. I do still owe you guys a more in-depth video on the cleaning routine that I'm using, but I'll show you kind of a brief overview of what it looks like here in a moment. So yeah, this is what a blank week looks like. And she does bracket it with just kind of blank grid pages, which I like, but you can just print extra and just toss them in the middle. But I think there's enough for about a month's worth of weeks in each one. So if you wanted to take one file, print it, you could stick it between your months if you wanted to have it combined. I had a dashboard in here. I was going to put a dashboard in here, I think, and I think I forgot to put it back in because I was just rearranging things. So yeah, I will fix that in a little bit when I'm done with the video. So this section, these are my dailies, and I have a few other things that are more routine type of stuff included in this section. So I do have a sourdough starter that this time around I've managed to keep alive, I think, since the spring. I've had a couple of false starts where it's just gotten kind of too far gone, so I've pitched it and then restarted it again in a couple of months when I was a little more able to pay attention to it. So I think in maybe a previous video I maybe talked about making, or no, it was on Instagram, I talked about making English muffins. So with sourdough, if you've ever done anything with sourdough starter, you kind of have to figure out, okay, when do I want the thing that I want? And then you have to work backwards. So that's why I have this timeline, so I know if I want to make English muffins, let's say on Friday, I know that the night before I need to start the dough, and the morning, 24 hours ahead, I need to feed my sourdough so that it's kind of nice and bubbly by the time I go to start the dough. So anyway, I'm actually getting ready to do that today because today is Thursday and I'm going to make English muffins in the morning. If I want to do bread, I have some more information about that as far as timing goes. These are cleaning routine inserts that I made. This is not my property, so it's not something I can necessarily put out. And I do think I am going to rearrange these a little bit so that I can actually print one of these for a month and then check things off if I want to. So I will probably move stuff around to where with this daily thing I can maybe do it by week, and then I can check off when I've done things. So these are the things, with one addition, that I made that she suggests you do daily. So making your bed, cleaning the bathroom, vacuuming, mopping. I added to quick clean the kitchen, and then 1 load of laundry. And then she has specific rooms assigned to specific days weekly, and it's not like a full-on deep clean of those rooms, but I'll show you in a second what sorts of things are on there. So Monday's living room, Tuesday bedrooms, Wednesday entrance hall, Thursday kitchen, and Friday is a focus room. So the Friday focus rooms are in an 8-week cycle. Week 1 is technically kids' rooms. I don't have any children, so I just use that as another miscellaneous room. They have living room, kitchen, bathrooms, master bedroom, entrance hall, this is where the miscellaneous room normally falls, and then garden and outside space. So her level 2, so these are things that you would do weekly, or at least do some of them weekly, would be things like tidying things that don't belong, doing a quick window clean, maybe vacuuming under furniture, dusting, vacuuming, mopping. So it's more than just kind of hitting the middles. If you follow Fly Lady, it's a little more detailed. And then Friday, she actually has some more detailed cleaning things. So, dusting the baseboards, decluttering some cupboards, cleaning grout, things like that. So I enjoy this because I'm not spending an entire week in a room. So if I miss a room, it's not like it doesn't see any work until the following month. If I skip a day, if I'm on vacation, no big deal. I pick it up the next week. So, and then these are the last 3 for the Friday focus. After that, I have a year at a glance. So this is that section you usually see in front of the Hobonichi. Again, this is from Anthology Plans on Etsy. My plan for this is to use this as kind of an index for my daily pages. So I am still using these how I was in my Hobonichi. So I just have a today section. Mostly it's just a reminder of like broad things that I'm doing that day, meetings that I have. I was doing to-dos here, so things I wanted to get done that day. I don't know if that will continue. And then over on this side, I usually will do some sort of journaling. Usually it's not anything big. It's just kind of a record of what I did that day. And it's kind of fun to go back and read it. I did some journaling during 2020, and I actually enjoyed going back and reading kind of what my thoughts were and stuff about that. So that's why I'm trying to be better about doing this on a more daily basis. Morning mindset. This is from Cloth and Paper, just things I may want to keep in mind for the day. And then these are predated. I printed out, let's see, this goes through September, the end of September. So I have another set that is quarter 3. So when quarter 2 is done, no. When quarter 3 is done, I'll put in quarter 4. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. All right, I don't know where stuff is getting on my planner from. Okay, next section is supposedly notes, which yes, this is still the notes section. So these are just notes I've taken off of webinars I've been on, videos I've watched, that sort of thing. I think these were notes about stuff I was interested in from a Planner Spot video. This was a schedule I was watching on kind of a homemaking schedule. And I liked the idea of alternating, so not having a heavy cooking day and a heavy cleaning day. That thought really appealed to me. So keeping in mind, when I want to try and do an easy dinner, if it seemed like Fridays are pretty much always pizza night for us. And that's usually because if I'm doing anything, it's a Friday focus day, and I'm usually doing more in-depth cleaning on that day, just as an example. So I just made myself some notes, and she also had something about setting up a seasonal meal plan for yourself. So she had talked about, you know, how long of a period do you want to cover? How many days a week do you plan on cooking? How many meals is that? And then how many times do you want to rotate a meal? So I ended up with needing about 16 meals per meal plan, and that would allow me to rotate through, but we're not eating like the same 5 things every single week. So anyway, that was an interesting thought. I will link this video in the description because I think it's Deeply Rooted Home, I think was the name of the channel that I got that information from. All right, after that, just some extra notes pages. This is actually from Levenger. They have really nice paper if you haven't used it before. And then this last section is listed as reference. But when I'm actually using it, not only reference, but also kind of video tracking as well. This is the video. I checked off film and now I'm refilming it because things have changed. And then I just have the date that I am filming, or date that I posted there. So I just have some blank of these pages as well. And then just some random notes that I had found from this planner the last time I set it up. So I just brought it forward because it was just random ideas for inserts, videos, business thoughts, that sort of thing. Next, I have monthly budget inserts. These are ones that I've made. I have a frilly. I don't think frilly is the right word. I have a different version of these with different headers and things in my Etsy store. Same idea. It's just different fonts. If anybody's really interested in these, I can list the cleaner font version. This fit better with everything that I had going on. Oh, actually here, this is what the other version looked like. So if you've watched any of my videos before, these probably look familiar. So like I said, the font is a little bit different. And previously I had filled this out. I went ahead and deleted them off of mine because a lot of this doesn't actually apply anymore. So, and the version that's in my store is actually blank, exactly like this. Next, I have some wish list pages from Cloth and Paper, world clock information, some conversions, laundry guide, which every time I see this, I think, you know, I should put this in my laundry room where I would actually use it, but you know, it's back here. And then back here, I just have a zipper pocket with some random stuff in it. I have an inbox 0 card from Cloth and Paper, a note on a Coco Chanel capsule, which I had found a reference to it someplace else, and I just have it in here so I can find it because I wanted to look at that and see if it's something I want to keep. I have stickers from my Coco Daisy sub box. The small ones are in here, and then the large ones you'll see in a second. This is actually, I didn't realize it. I thought this was going to be a dashboard, and it turns out it was actually a cover. So I really liked the sentiment on the cover. If an opportunity does not exist, create it. However, when I put it on the cover here, it, I don't know, kind of interfered. So I stuck it back here just so I can see it. I do have a different cover. Actually, I think this is the matching cover here. Come to think of it, I don't think I switched it back out to the Levenger one. So that is what's back here. I have the stickers, the rest of the stickers from the Coco Daisy kit. And these are half letter note pages. I just have tucked back in here in case I want to grab one. I know they're not super accessible, but I don't use them that often. And then I also have a sheet of stickers that I use fairly often for filming and editing and things like that. So when I decide to do that, like today, I can toss that into my weekly. I do have a bunch of their other Once More with Love and Coffee Monsters co-stickers, but I don't use them often enough to actually warrant keeping them in my planner. So that is everything. The pen that I am using in here is the Uniball Jetstream in 0.7. It's the same one I was using in the Hobonichi. Again, I just carried it through because I like on the copy paper that I'm printing inserts on, I actually just prefer it because it doesn't, the thicker inks, the ones that are a little more wet will actually like feather out, and I write very small already, and so that just makes my handwriting extra illegible. We'll just put it that way. Other than that, I don't have anything in the zipper pocket. I just got this planner, honestly, just today, so I just kind of moved everything over into here. The planner cover I just got today. All right, so that is my half-letter disc-bound setup. Again, this is taking the place of my Hobonichi, which was my weekly overview and my daily journaling. So that's what is going in here. This is also kind of where I'm keeping track of my video schedule. And then I am doing kind of daily scripting and just in general more creative planning in my traveler's notebook. If you're interested in seeing kind of how that's set up, take a look at my August planner setup video, the one that's extra long. You can actually see how I was using the Hobonichi before in that video as well, but there are timestamps. So if you want to jump just to see where the traveler's notebook is, that's in there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate a like. If you enjoyed this content, I encourage you to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!